Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to the first episode of my Hammer Editor tutorial. In this tutorial, we're gonna make a fully working respawn room with resupply lockers, being able to change your class in it, a working door that doesn't stick through the wall when you open it, and yeah, let's see how it turns out. I do want to say this is my first ever tutorial on this channel, my first ever video I upload on YouTube, so I might be a little bit broken, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, let's go. First of all, let me make a quick room real quick. I assume you already have a room made. I might do a separate tutorial on how you can manipulate brushes like this. So if you don't mind, I might need to set this up first, but oh well. It's done real quick, so it doesn't really matter, does it? There we go. It's maybe a bit of a high wall, but who cares? So yeah, this is my first ever video. Let's see how it goes. I'm really excited. Oops. It's gonna be the spawn for blue. So there we go. So now this is gonna be the respawn room. We're gonna make the doors later. So let's focus on something very important first. We want the blue guys to be able to spawn here at the beginning of the match. Let's say if it's King of the Hill map. So or capture the flag. Doesn't matter. We want to make them spawn here. So go to the entity tool. Type in info player team spawn and place it anywhere on your map. Now go to it and rotate it so you can, so it's facing the wall where you want the door to be. In this case I want it to go this way. So if you see the snap to grid rotation, I'll show you in a sec how to do that. It's very easy. Go to tools, options, 2D views, and then hit default to 50-degree rotation. So now you know how to do that. Just rotating this way is way easier, by the way, in my opinion, but that's just personal opinion. You can also just right click, hit transform, and then rotate the axis 90, and you know, that's a way to do it. That's not the way I do it though. It's personal preference, but anyway, we want to have 16 players in the room, because there can be a total of 16 players on one team. So yeah, let's see how this goes. So you hold shift and drag it to the other side, and then let go the click button, the left mouse button. There we go, and just keep holding shift. Then you will duplicate it. So keep doing that until you have 4. Then select all of them and do it just like this, and then also 4 times. So now we have 16 people in this case. So let's select them all again. Not the floor. I'm not planning of selecting the floor. And go to the side view, hold Alt, because now if we want to drag it up, it goes up way too much. So hold Alt so you can make minor adjustments and just a tad above ground. So it does. So when you spawn, it doesn't look like you spawn in midair, and it does prevent you from being stuck in the floor. And so yeah, that's basically it. Now they spawn here. They will spawn here. If they die, they will spawn here if this respawn room is activated. But they cannot change classes. Let's change that. So yeah, of course you can always change classes, but normally you would die if you're in the respawn room. You normally don't die, and that's what we're gonna make right now. So hit the block tool over here, the brush tool, I like to call it. Highlight the whole area, the whole spawn room, and just have it like this. So not fully covered, but like at least above the player's heads. And hit enter. Change the texture to a trigger, the tools trigger. Hit apply. Now, as we can see, it doesn't have any properties. We need to change that. So hit Control T to tie it to an entity, and call it func, if I can spell, func respawn room. Now, select the team you want it to be a respawn room for, red or blue. In this case, blue. And we need to give it a name because we need to reference it later. Let's call it blue respawn room. I like to call it blue with BLU because, you know, I have the possibility to do so. Oops, fucked up. So apply, and that's basically all we need to do here. So now they will be able to change classes in here without dying. Engineers will not be able to set teleporters here, which is also a good thing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now what we need to make is a door for them to be able to walk out of this room. So let's make that real quick. First, let's actually, I have my own way. I like to make like 2 separate pillars and then spawn the door in, because I will put a link in the description, but I recommend using the resource pack. I'm not sure what the name is. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. Download the resource pack that is down below, install it, and you will have a set of lots of free things. So like doors that open. I will show you this. Go to entities, click doors, and you can see spawn large door animated, or for any team, or the blue team or the red team. It's really cool. So let's hit the blue team and hit slide large animated. Click it and click anywhere on your map. It will spawn. Hit it, rotate it so the this thing here is on the inside of the spawn room. And adjust it so it's like maybe a little bit in the middle of the map. Let's not go super precise because for the sake of the video. Make the walls so that it's like it actually looks like it's a wall. And that was my phone. I'm sorry if that was maybe loud. So let's see if it perfectly fits, and it does. So that's nice. Now we have a working respawn room. If you want to check something, like it is grouped, so you see lots of different animated information. Hit Control U, so to ungroup it, and then you can select an individual thing. So in this case, this is going to be very fun. On end touch all. Start touch all. This is strange because it does says this is for any team, because it's a trigger multiple. It's actually very strange. Oh well, let's not get too much into it. Anyway, let's see. Now we need to make a way to people to resupply. If they come back into the spawn room all wounded, have no ammo, so let's make that. But first, look at this. It's not unable to work. Of course I can work like this, but these trigger textures are in the way. So if you select them and press H, you will, it's not deleting, but you will hide them, so they're not in your view. If you want to get them back, press U, and they're back. But I don't want to get back, so get away. Let's make the resupply locker. So hit, oh, oops. Be sure to go back to entities, because or else you're gonna keep spawning doors, and that's not something you want. Because they can crash your hammer if you place too much of them, or too much at a time. Alright, go to the entity tabs and type in prop dynamic. This is where I see a lot of people making mistakes, even my friends who try the hammer editor. They make it a prop static, but prop static means it cannot be moved with anything or source whatsoever. Prop dynamic means you can move certain animations if a prop has an animation, or you can let it move by using of the path tracks. You use random trains that come by. Might make a tutorial about that later too though. So give it a name. I'm gonna call it Blue Locker. By the way, sorry for my English. English is not my native language, but I can speak it very well, even though I say so myself. So click browse on the world model and hit supply, or type in supply. Hit the resupply locker.mdl and hit apply. Now, here we have it. It's rotated so it's facing the right way. Place to the wall, and as you can see, I can't place the wall. I can place it like this, but it looks funny. So if you want to do it, you can also hold Alt and do it, but I don't do it because it can mess up a lot of things. So just lower down your grid will always fix it the right place, the right way. So I always recommend doing it like, even if you need to go all the way to 1, do it, because it looks better. You can it prevents little gaps like this, I can make one right now. Like this right here. You can see there's a little gap there. That's what it prevents, so keep that in mind. And that can cause leaks, of course, if you do it wrong. So that's why I recommend always work on grid. But so now we have the respawn locker. The respawn locker doesn't do anything itself. We need to make a trigger for it to happen. So hit the brush tool again. Select the locker, but go a little bit off like this, like maybe 3 blocks. Make it also a little less tall, like this. There we go. So now that that's done, we can hit enter, and it's already triggered tool because I have it selected here. So double click it, hit Control T, name it a Funk Regenerate, or choose Funk Regenerate. You don't name it that way. Now give it a name. I'm gonna call it Blue Resupply. Wait, we don't need to give this a name. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm sorry. So what we didn't need to do is give an associated model, and it needs to be Blue Locker. That's the name of the prop itself. Why we do that is because this prop, I know out of my head, it has an built-in animated thing. So if you select an associated model with Blue Locker, the doors will actually open and it looks like you're actually taking some stuff from it, so to heal you up and get back to ammo. And it looks better. Doesn't look realistic, but it does look better. So that's why. Let's a little bit, because this does look a bit too far. There we go. So so now it should fully work. The resupply locker should fully work. We don't need to have to put any outputs in. This whole tutorial, we're not even gonna touch the outputs or the flags. You might want to check some stuff with the flags, like casting shadows, like maybe this one has some. Let me check. No, it doesn't break on touch, break on pressure. See, so we don't need to touch any of those. So now let's press U and get those things back. This is fully working. This is a fully working spawn room. But there's one thing. If this door does open for the red team, which I doubt it will happen, but if it does, if the door opens when the blue guy comes in and there's a red guy standing, he can shoot down pills or maybe get in. I'm gonna prevent it from happening, so hit the brush tool, select the door, hit enter, and make it a no draw texture. And also get rid of this texture for a sec, and hit the face edit sheet again and click no entry, and click the first one, not the second one, when it says no call, I think it is. Just click no entry and apply it only on this face. Now as you can see, I think you remember those, but on this side it has the no entry texture, and this side it has the no draw texture. That's what you want. So also I think I've noticed that no, it's alright now. Oh well, what? Let me fix it real quick. There you go. No, I can keep it like that. So that's nice. Be sure that the no dot texture, like the underneath texture, isn't hitting the floor, because what will happen is this floor actually, the game thinks that this floor has also a no dot texture, so it will look right into the void. So keep that in mind. That's a bug or a thing that I noticed yesterday while I was making my King of the Hill map. So. But this looks a bit strange, does it? This one is halfway through the wall. There's 4 of them. Why do we need 4? I mean, it's clearly known that we don't get to go there. So hit the face edit sheet, select it, and hit fit. So yeah, that's fixed now. You probably remember this. This is the thing you see when you get close to an enemy respawn room. You see it slowly fade into existing. So that's what this thing does. That's what this texture does. Of course, it doesn't in Hammer Editor. It's just for the editing purposes. So now that's done, but it will get blocked by the blue guys as well, because it's still a no dot texture. That's why we need to tie it to an entity. So hit Control T and hit Funk Respawn Room Visualizer. Press enter twice to apply it, and we don't need to give it a name, I think. No, we don't. And go to associated respawn room and then hit blue respawn room, or whatever name you had in the respawn room. So any names, if you give it a prop or an entity or an output or whatever a name, make the name for yourself. Don't name everything like I do. It might be even easier if you do, because you will have everything the same as me, but name it something so you will remember it. So that's all for here, and I think we're done now. So let me quickly make this. There we go. Alright, what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna quickly make a skybox, and it will be done in a sec, so give me a sec. I can either make a skybox or a wall, big walls around it, but might as well just make a skybox, wouldn't I? So this is not part of the tutorial, this is just for myself. My next video might actually be about the skybox, but how to make a 3D skybox or a 2D skybox. I'm not gonna make a 3D skybox, so I'm just gonna use this style skybox as an example. There we go. Okay, this might take a while. Alright, I'm gonna stop the recording and I will be back in game with everything set up. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, it did work. So we're in the spawn room right now. That's a bit in the wall. Don't know why that is. Might fix it. Oh, I think I know why. Because yeah, well, whatever. It will not happen for you. As you can see, we're spawned in our spawn room. Door will open. Door will not open. I think because I accidentally choose a red door instead of a blue door. Oh well, let me test that real quick if I did. Because if I didn't, then I probably accidentally hit the hide button for the door. So keep in mind that you unhide everything once you're done editing, because then this will happen. Because it will also disappear in the game itself. So we could go to red. See, I accidentally hide the trigger. So anyway, the door will work for you if you didn't hide the trigger. So go back to blue real quick. As you could see, it did have the no draw thing, and so you wouldn't be able to walk into it. I can't show for the blue guys that you can walk out of it, but you can test that for yourself. So let me shoot some bullets. Get rid of this milk. As you can see, I got all my ammo back, so that works. I can change classes while I'm in the respawn room. And if you're engineer, you cannot place any kinds of buildings. See, so that's nice to know. This one's why did I test that? I don't know. So yeah, that's basically the video on how to make a basic respawn room. Next video, I might show you guys how to make skyboxes like this. Cause let me go back to red so you can see. Like you can actually see the sky instead of void or a wall. If you made a wall. It's very easy to do. If you make a 3D skybox, you don't need to have the 3D camera and stuff, and you don't need that. If you want it to look like this, like you see here right now, only this, no 3D skybox. If you just want to make a basic map, it's very simple to make. So don't worry, I will explain it in the next video, or you guys get to decide what you guys want to see. So. Anyway, give me a comment down in the box below, in the comment section below, and let me know what I need to make next, so I can make a video about it, and you guys get to see it, and we all get to love it. So yeah, that's basically my video, my first ever video, my first ever episode. So I hope you guys liked it. Hit the like button if it helped you. If it liked you, post a comment down below for the next tutorial you guys want to see, or if you have any questions. And yeah, I'll see you guys maybe later, maybe tomorrow, not sure, depends on when the time zone, but oh well, this is getting awkward, so I'm probably gonna go because I'm tired as well. So yeah, see you guys in the next video.